Our guest for tonight's program is Mr. Abdullah Al-Fadil. He's the current head of the computer unit for Kuwait diving team. The diving team started in 1991 after the liberation of Kuwait and helped to remove or salvage the boats sank by the Iraqi army during the invasion of Kuwait on August 2nd, 1990. And now he will talk to us about the new operation which involved removing 200 tons ship. Mr. Abdullah, I'd like to welcome you here in the weekend program.
Thank you very much.
Can you tell us about this ship, 200 tons?
Yes,
it's a heavy one, I believe.
It's a very, very big one. It used to belong to the Kuwait Coast Guard, and it's been sunk by the Iraqi army during the invasion of Kuwait. The ship is very big, and it's called landing craft.
I see. So it's a landing craft used for moving cars and equipment.
Moving equipment and vehicles for the Kuwait Coast Guard. Plus, it supplies the fuel for boats of the Coast Guard, and it's been there for about since the liberation. It's been there, and of course we have volunteered to remove it, so we can eliminate the pollution resulting from this ship, and also to clean the the navigational passages for the other boats.
So you had from the Kuwait diving team volunteers, and you had help from the fire department or any of the Navy? And
yes. We have to mention, of course, and thank, of course, the Navy frogmen. They have cleaned it from all the mines that might be in it. And the fire department, of course, they have been a great help. They helped us clean the ship from the mud, because it has, I would say, tens of tons of mud in it, because the nature of the water in the north of Kuwait is very muddy, and through the years, very high mud was inside the
location of the ship was in Sabia. Sabia, it's in north of Kuwait, close to the Iraqi borders, I believe.
Yes, Bobian Bridge, of course, the bridge that connects Kuwait to Bobian. It's about at that location, at Bobian Bridge.
And do you know if there were any humans any soldiers inside, Kuwaiti soldiers, when the Iraqis attacked this ship? When anybody from Kuwait was injured?
I don't think so, because what they did, they damaged it. They damaged it very big, and they stole all the engines and the generators inside the ship, and they left it there. So it's been there, and it has been leaking fuel and diesel, of course, gas. So we had to do something about it, and we, of course, we just volunteered for that for many reasons. Of course, one of the reasons is to show the world that Kuwaitis are very concerned about the pollution of the water, and they are doing something about it. I mean, voluntarily, of course. And a very important goal is to train new team members. Train them to this kind of operation, so in the future, if we have any accidents or anything, this is very important, of course.
Was it dangerous? I mean, is it dangerous to do that?
Well, it's very it's uncomfortable. It's very the nature of the area over there is very muddy. You cannot even walk on the mud. You have to use small boats, and the ship it's been there for 5 years, and it's very hard even to touch it. It has very sharp edges. And it's very dangerous, of course.
Is it shallow? You mean the water is very shallow, so you cannot go inside and come?
Yeah, it's not far from the shore, but also the shore is very muddy. You cannot even walk on the shore, if you know what I mean. The seaside, you cannot even walk on it. You'll sink in the mud before you sink in the water. You know what I mean?
When you will start to salvage the ship?
Well, we have, of course, a plan to salvage the ship for months now. We go through stages, and the last stage that we have done is to clean it from the mud, because we expected that it has a lot of mud inside it, and we will start the operation. The final stage is December the 4th, and December the 4th. We'll start the final stage, and hopefully December the 10th is the day when we, inshallah, pull it out of the water.
How many stages involved in salvaging the ship?
Oh, many stages. Of of course, we have to talk to many people, I mean, many authorities in Kuwait, and we have to, of course, the team members need a vacation or time out from their jobs. We have to, write to them. Of course, we have to ask the Kuwaiti Navy to clean the ship from any mines that might be left by Iraqis, of course, and cleaning the ship, of course, studying the area, and it has many stages, of course.
How many Kuwaiti team members from the diving team were involved in salvaging the ship?
Well, we expect to have about 25 or 30 Kuwaiti diving team members.
Is this the first time you salvaged a ship, or you had experience with that?
Of course, this would be, inshallah, this would be number 154. This is number 154 that we salvaged. We have experience, of course, in salvaging many, many boats.
And the one you salvaged before, what did you do with them? Did you send them back to the authorities, or given it to the owners?
Of course, some of them are they're repairable. Of course, they gave it. The owners took it, of course, and some of them were just not. They cannot be used, so that's why.
And what do you want to do with this ship when you salvage it?
Well, we haven't decided yet. It doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the Kuwait Coast Guard, and we'll just volunteer just to take it out of the water. And of course, it's theirs, and they can do anything with it.
And do you have, before I think the Kuwait diving team, you have to save rescue turtles that they were stuck here in the Kuwaiti ports. You want to talk about this a little bit?
Yes, this story, of course, was very popular because we used to salvage boats, but at that time we were needed to salvage 2 turtles trapped in the Shaiba port. Of course, it wasn't one of our usual work, but we did what we could, and we saved them, thankfully. And of course, it was a very good story.
Where are the turtles right now?
We have no idea, of course. They are free, we are sure about it.
Well, if you see the turtles next time, tell him you need visa to get inside Kuwait. You cannot just enter the country and get stuck and ask us to free them.
I think they're in Hawaii right now.
That's good. So probably you can see Tom Selleck over there. For yourself, how long have you been diving?
Myself, I have been diving since 1991. And I took my license in the United States, in Florida.
Well, how about the cold weather, in the winter and the summertime? Is there any differences in diving?
Of course. It's very hard in the winters. The water gets very cold, especially here in Kuwait. And the reason we choose to salvage this ship in the winter, because it involves very hard work. And when you work very hard, you need a cool weather to help you. But when you dive in the winter or in the cold water, you have to wear a skin suit, which is about 2 or 3 milli, or sometimes 5 millimeter thick. So it helps you, to be warm,
Well, at the end, Mr. Abdullah, I would like to thank you for being our guest tonight. If you want to say anything before we end this interview.
Well, I want to thank the Kuwait Television for having me here a second time, and I hope we will be here more and more.
We enjoy having you as a guest, but we are ktv2, so we always mention that Kuwait Television, Channel 2.
Channel 2, okay.
Well, thank you very much for being our guest tonight.
Thank you.
Well, dear viewers, that was an interview with Mr. Abdullah Al-Fadil from the Kuwait diving team. And now let's move from diving into Weekend Guide.